Greetings, friends. I'm a little out of breath because I'm a fat slob, and I'm on the second month without cigarettes, so I gained a lot of weight, and I'm walking up a steep hill. But I wanted to address some of the things that are going on around the planet now with of course, the sightings that some of you saw that we videotaped in my family, and of course others around the world videotaped on New Year's, and then the birds falling out of the sky, and the fish dying in droves or schools, as it were, on New Year's. So I just decided to get my head clear, and I'm out here walking in an area that was inhabited for thousands and thousands of years by prehistoric humans, ancient ones who lived off the land and were very primitive in comparison to our standard of living, but who in the end may turn out that they had it right and we're getting it wrong. Who knows? But it's got me to think. I've read an awful lot of comments on YouTube and whatnot. You can hear explosions in the background. I'm across the river from a weapons testing site for the military, which is maybe a little apropos for what I'm about to talk about. On that note, I've received a couple of comments and questions from folks who wonder why somebody like me, if you look at the theme of my webpage, my YouTube page, it's weapons based, and that's simple. I've lived behind a firearm my entire adult life. I was a United States paratrooper. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and I'm a current firearms instructor. It's for those that don't live in America. It's what this country was built on. I never go anywhere. I've got a weapon right now. I don't know if you can see that. I'm filming with my cell phone, but I don't go anywhere without a weapon. That's just, I think anybody that does in this country is an idiot, quite frankly. But so make no mistake about it. I am a full-on right-wing conservative pro-Second Amendment guy. And all these experiences that are happening and the thought that it's provoking within me is just another great example of the duality of man in general. Like I said to one person, I long for the day when we won't need weapons testing centers and firearms instructors. But we don't live in that world today. Maybe that world's coming soon, and I'll be the first one to happily lay down my weapons. But that being said, that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to ask you folks what you're doing to prepare yourselves and your families for the fantastic change that seems imminent. I know there must be a lot of fear, and that's understandable. Some of you out there will and already have decided that those of us that believe there's an alien component to what's going on, you guys have formed the opinion that we're nuts, and that's great. I ask that you don't leave rude comments because it detracts and distracts. Just move on and be happy that you're not one of us. Those that are firmly grounded in a religious belief system, in a way, are very lucky, because to you, the fish dying and the birds falling out of the sky and all of the sightings are signs to you that the rapture is upon us. And so maybe all the things that you've been studying religiously in your mind are coming to pass. But it's the folks like myself, and I know there's an awful lot of us out here, who don't subscribe to the dogma of any religion in particular. That doesn't mean we're not religious. It just means that we don't buy the package that's been presented to us by humans. and I don't want to get into religion in this video. What I want to talk about is what is it that we can do to prepare for any eventuality. And I'm sorry, I got to keep my dog Charlie on a leash here because it's kind of a steep cliff, and I would hate for him to go after a deer or something. And yeah, I won't go anywhere without him, and that includes if the mothership is taking people to a paradise, they better let Charlie come on board or I'm not leaving. I love that dog. But back to the subject at hand. You know, visualize. Do what I'm doing. Get out in the woods. Get away from the city. Spend some time and really visualize the potential and the possibilities of what may or may not happen. Let's talk about extremes. Certainly, if nothing happens, then we'll all get a good giggle out of this 10 years, 20 years from now when we laugh about how we once thought that something huge was going to happen. But if we're right, and if we are on the threshold of a major shift in humanity and in consciousness and all of the in-betweens, not everybody's going to make it. Those who scoff at this concept or are not capable of handling this type of reality will be in absolute disarray and panic if disclosure were to happen right this second. The image that comes to my mind is of absolute civil disobedience, rampant suicides, families killing each other because maybe they would believe that this is a sign that the devil is upon us, whatever. Ones that are freaking out and panicking and fall victim to that kind of thing. I mean, I don't worry about the aliens showing up. I worry about the reaction to that event by man with his limited ability to control his emotions, hence the gun in my waistband and wars and all the other shit we got to prepare for. But those people that freak out are going to be people that have never run scenarios like this through their heads and gotten comfortable with it. And I ask that, you know, you talk to yourself, talk to your spouse, talk to your partner, your loved ones, your kids if they're old enough to handle it, and talk to them in a way that's not going to make them paranoid. And like I say when I teach classes on self-defense and firearms, you don't want to live in paranoia. You know, because you have a fire extinguisher in your kitchen doesn't mean you're constantly thinking of burning up and the house burning down. It just means that you've got a tool and you're prepared for it. And you've run through some scenarios, and that'll help prevent you from panicking should the kitchen catch on fire. And the same is true for, in my mind, for this event. If communications were to cease today, and tomorrow we were faced with a massive dose of an unbelievable reality, something that would rock the foundation of who we are, I think I could handle it. I know it didn't look like it on the video. That was sheer excitement, and you know, I'll be the first to admit, no matter how calm I think I'm going to be, whenever I do see something like that, I get a little freaked because it's usually when I'm not ready for it. So that just means I won't be ready for, you know, if they land right in front of me. But one thing that I can guarantee is I won't be shocked. And I would hope that you folks, you know, look at some of my other videos. Just click my name and look at the videos. Before all the UFO stuff started happening to me, I was talking about bugging out, and I still believe in that. That is a preparation, a spot to go to should society start to implode for whatever reason, be it politics, race wars, whatever, alien invasions. You know, being prepared is being prepared. And I ask that you look at some of those videos and associate it with whatever it is you think is most likely to occur. And the name of the game being prepare mentally, spiritually, physically. You know, if aliens land today, you still got to eat. You know, you still got to have flushing toilets. So give it some thought, and what I'm asking you to do is leave some comments. Leave your opinions in the comment box below, and let's get some discussion going. Let's get some good discussion. I think that when we talk amongst ourselves, we feel less nuts, quite frankly. And let's face it, you know, we're all taking some personal risk here by showing our faces, those of us that do. And, you know, I think this is of such importance that I don't really care what people think, whether they're my employers, employees, whoever, neighbors, because I think sooner or later, and sooner than later, the whole UFO question is going to cease to be a question. That's what my guess is. I mean, I look at these birds, and my first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the description of broken bones and internal injuries is a cloaked a ship or a UAV that has some cloaking device, invisible, and these birds flew right into it because you've got 9,500 birds in a 1 mile area just raining out of the sky, with broken, blunt trauma type injury. So maybe that's not what happened, but I don't believe in coincidences. And we got hundreds of thousands of dead fish, thousands and thousands of dead birds with blunt force trauma. Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think about what's going on, and what are you doing to prepare? That's the question I'm asking, the questions. So take some time, think about it, and please let me know. Let us all know. What are you? Maybe your ideas will give us ideas, and that's what it's all about. We're all part of this big thing called life together. As I say that, I hear deer walking through the woods, so that's cool. Kind of a cool thing to have happen. But yeah, what is it that you think is going on? What do you think is getting ready to happen? And what are some ideas that you have, and what have you done to prepare? What are you going to do to prepare your family and you? And no matter what happens, peace be upon us all. What a great time to be alive. God bless. Isn't that right, Charlie? Don't you agree? Yes. Look at Daddy. You give Daddy a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Yes. He loves me. It's pretty clear.